So tornado warning continues until 10:45. Radar indicated it is 10:23 right now. If you are located especially in northern portions of Oconto County, you need to be seeking shelter. Excuse me, get into your safe spot. Basement is ideal. White Lake, this is on top of you right now, by the way. White Lake, and then anywhere down into central portions of Menominee County.
So we are looking at, once again, this tornado warning that's for Menominee County, portions of Langlade, and Oconto County. So like we mentioned, White Lake, this is right over you. Langlade, it's getting right into you now, and then it's heading off to that east-northeasterly track at about 50 miles per hour. Looking at the latest radar scan, we just got one in a second ago, and looking at the velocity, still it's looking like it's pretty washed out, but like we mentioned, this is a very, very quick-moving system, so we can get a spin-up really any time in between these radar scans. So this is really important to take these seriously because sometimes the radar can't pick up on these really quick spin-ups. So once again, timing this out, putting a storm track on this for you. Like I mentioned, it's moving off to the east-northeast at 50 miles per hour, give or take. So timing this out for you. Doty 1029, Lakewood 1038. Looking at some of the reports coming into the Weather Service, the Shawano County deputy has not reported any damage out there in western Shawano County, so behind this line as it was moving through. So that's some pretty good news there. But like I mentioned, if you are in the path of this, really take this seriously. Head to the lowest level of your place, whether that be a basement. If you don't have a basement, the next best place would be interior room, whether that be a bathroom, a hallway, or a closet. Really put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible. Just looking at the Weather Service, once again, they are continuing this warning now, trimming it off behind White Lake, so still continues for Oconto, Menominee, and portions of Langlade County. So this is something we are going to continue to monitor, and we'll be on the air as long as this thing is still active.
Yeah, I was just looking at an area of concern that's actually just north of the warning. So Townsend, Lakewood. Townsend, you technically are not in this warning, but I would seek shelter. The storm that's moving in looks like there's something interesting there happening velocity, rotation-wise, potentially just off to your south and west. So it would be just south of Townsend. Lakewood as well. Townsend, Lakewood. Mountain, certainly in the path of this as well, and then Breed. Those are the communities on the far eastern extent of this warning. I would anticipate this, though, to continue to be extended as long as we continue to see the little indications of some rotation right on that leading edge of the storm and in that polygon. And again, there's an area that I'm seeing that's just to the north of the polygon itself, so that would be in the path heading toward Townsend more so, and perhaps Lakewood. Lakewood, you're right on that far northern and eastern corner of that polygon. Townsend, of course, located a little farther north, but Mountain as well. You would be perhaps a little bit more south of there, but anywhere, frankly, anywhere along the line of this storm that's moving through that polygon, we could have a brief spin-up. What happens is we get the brief spin-ups. Sometimes they happen inside of the time that it takes for the radar scan to occur, and that's what's so difficult about this type of scenario. This has got to be my 7th or 8th event like this in my time here at WFRV, going back to 2013. So take it seriously. These are going to blow through fairly quickly. That's the good news. Once they move through, you don't have another one coming behind it. But this is going to be a pretty rough evening right now for Oconto County especially, and White Lake. White Lake, of course, has a history with tornadoes dating back to 2007. In fact, one of the last long-track EF3s that we've had moved right through White Lake, Bear Paw Resort. So certainly take it seriously. As we look now, it looks like the Weather Service just expanded and chose to go with a severe thunderstorm warning versus another tornado warning, which is probably a good indication. Ryan, I don't know if you have the details on that.
Yes, they have just issued a severe thunderstorm warning, a downstream severe thunderstorm warning for this. And just kind of going through their potential threats. Hail threat, radar indicated with the max hail size of 3/4 of an inch. Wind threat, radar indicated in max wind gust 60 miles per hour. So they did not mention that tornado possible with this. So that's some good news that they're seeing some signs that that rotation is starting to, we were seeing earlier, is starting to wash out. But they're still mentioning this thing is moving very quickly off to the, now moving off to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. So if we want to do a quick storm track on this really quickly, I'll get that up for you, and I'll have to adjust it because the last time we had it was at 50 miles per hour. I'll adjust it to 60 miles per hour, and it's still moving pretty quick. Moving off to the northeast at 60 miles per hour, so timing this out. Not many communities in the path, but I'll extend it a little bit more for you so we can get a little bit further outward, so we can give you a little bit extra time to prepare a little bit more. So moving into Marinette County. So Bonita, 1033, Stevenson, 1052. These are some of the communities that are in the path of this. So certainly if you are in the path of this, start to take some shelter and get your severe weather, or enact your severe weather plan, I should say, because these things are moving very quickly. And but we do have that severe thunderstorm warning downstream of this warning, and they are starting to trim off the tornado watch too. If you look, if you want to bring that up for them, they're starting to bring that. They're starting to trim that tornado watch off towards the back edge of it, but not in our viewing area. So we're still all under that tornado watch for those counties up to the cross the North Woods.
Okay. Let's go back to Max 1 if we could. And what we have right here would be a pretty substantial area of concern in terms of a brief spin-up tornado. This would be located just north and east of Doty, just south and west of Lakewood, and just west of 32, or could be on top of 32 right now. You can see that we have Highway 64, 64, that pairs up there. So the area that I'm looking at would be right in here, right through here. This is about to cross Highway 32, right where you get that split off. It's certainly east of 55. That's the good news. Langley County, you're in the clear on this. And I'm seeing a few more of these as you make your way into northern Oconto County. So right now, certainly take this seriously. This would be Highway 32, just south of Lakewood. Just south of Lakewood at this time. That's where the rotation is showing up the greatest.
Just east of Doty. You're seeing right in there?
Correct. Yeah, just south of Lakewood, just east of Doty, right on top of Highway 32. There's a little lag on our data, so what you see has already happened about 30 or 45 seconds ago. So this is likely already on top of or just east of 32, just south of Lakewood. That's an area that is of concern, certainly for at least a sign of some rotation right in there. And let's see if we have anything else. Yeah, so even in eastern Menominee County, anywhere we see this happening, right here, and then right here. Again, this is all very rural, but it's coming up on Bonita, Breed, and Suring. That would be an area where we could have some brief spin-ups as well. These are called QLCS tornadoes. They're brief, they're fast movers, really hard to track. This is like they're trying to find a needle in a haystack here sometimes. But that's like what I can see. In fact, I can see some more all the way up into Marinette County, which isn't warned. Certainly not a significant signature, but right in here, and right in here. That's the potential for a brief spin-up. Certainly some inflow, if not some rotation right there. Again, maybe not a full-out tornado at the moment, but this is the scenario we're in here tonight that can be very, very, very fast in terms of how fast it moves in and happens and then is gone. And you can see that those areas up in Marinette County are not tornado warned, but they are severe thunderstorm warned. And that warning, I got to get my graphics to agree with me here. That warning is, so they're including some tornado possible tagging on that as well. All right, so tornado warning officially for Langlade County, far southeastern Langlade, but you're in the clear there. It's going to be more so in and around just south of Lakewood, then southward into eastern Menominee County in Wisconsin, not the UP. Menominee County in Wisconsin for the greatest concern for perhaps the potential for a brief spin-up tornado moving through right now. Ryan, we had some of those reflectivity showing those returns there. Do you have any updates at all from the Weather Service?
No, nothing much yet in terms of updates from the Weather Service, but we're just still continuing to monitor this this line as it heads towards Oconto County. I just want to zoom back in on, I'm seeing one, I think you were mentioning it earlier, that's quick spin up around where it's 32 splits off to 64 over there in Oconto County. It looks like that one's the one that I'm eyeing up the most right now. If you can get us over to max 2, please, here at this time, I can kind of show you what I'm looking at. It's this little notch right here, 32, where 32 kind of splits off to 64. It's right in here that I'm eyeing as the one that stands out to me the most here at this time. But zooming the picture out once again, we still have a lot of those just kind of now moving into Oconto County. So just west of 32, west of Breed, west of Surrey. Those are the areas that we're seeing have the most potential for a quick spin up. And like we mentioned, they're moving pretty quick. They're moving off to the east-northeast at 50 to 60 miles per hour. So that's probably right on top of Breed at this time, most likely. And it's heading towards you in Surrey pretty soon. I would get ready for you in Brazeau. It's probably going to be there in a few minutes. I can do a quick storm track for you at this time. So I'll put it at about 60 miles per hour, heading off to the east-northeast. And yeah, Surrey, 1038, Brazeau, 1048, and then Beaver up there in Oconto County, 1057. So this is off to the east-northeast at 60 miles per hour. So if you're in the path of this, maybe this is your time. This is your time to get into your safe place, whether it's a basement or an interior room, whether that be a closet, a bathroom. And if you can get to those safe places and crank the volume up on your TV so you can hear us, that's probably the really good idea as well. Just heard back from the Weather Service. They are continuing this tornado warning in Oconto and Menominee County, and they have trimmed it off for you in Langlade County. So it looks like in Langlade County you are all set here at this time, but the focus right now is mainly for you in Oconto County. It looks like that threat for Menominee County is going away, but still looking at some of these velocity signatures. Looks like some pretty gusty winds on the back side of this. The velocities are indicating 56, upwards of 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this as well. So even if you're not seeing a tornado, or if you're in the tornado warning, there are some pretty good signatures of some pretty strong winds on the backside of this storm system. So that's something to continue to keep track of as we head throughout the evening as well.
All right, let's go ahead back over to Max 1. We'll have Futurecast up here and just kind of give a layout of when you can expect some of these storms to move through. Now, we don't have a tornado watch for Green Bay, the Valley, or the Lakeshore. That's just off to the northwest. The trend is expected that these storms will weaken the farther south and east they go as we head through tonight. So let's take you from 11 o'clock into that midnight hour. Notice how we have this line beginning to take shape just off to the west of the Fox River Valley in Green Bay. Some strong storms, maybe a few warnings in there, still possible. And then as we head to about midnight and 1 a.m., this should be moving through Green Bay and the Valley sometime between midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we take you to 2 o'clock. Notice the difference between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. There's definitely a weakening in the coverage of those storms at 2 a.m. That's a good trend. And so then as we take you then through 3 o'clock, the Lakeshore, weaker still. Sure, some showers and thunderstorms moving through, but nothing that we would be, having a ramping up of concern at that point. And then as we head toward 4 o'clock, everything is east of the lake, and at worst, just a few lingering showers into early tomorrow morning. So I'm backing this up in time. Really, the main area of concern is going to be north and west of Green Bay. And then the timing of concern for Green Bay and the Valley is going to be midnight and after into the early morning hours with a weakening trend. So that's good news for Green Bay and the Valley. Still certainly be aware, have a way to get warnings should something change. But that's the current thinking We just kind of got to get through these next few hours. Currently 10:38 here. You've been with sustained storm coverage. Because we have a tornado warning up in northern portions of the area, this is impacting now really northern Oconto County. We've been highlighting Highway 32 where 64 branches off of 32. You know it well if you've traveled up in those locations. It's right on top of those spots right now. Lakewood, certainly then anywhere down 32. You should be in your shelter right now. Basement, lowest level is ideal. If you don't have that, get to an interior room and away from windows. The next locations that are eventually going to be having to deal with this storm, obviously, is anywhere east of there, and that area is already warned. That area is warned for a severe thunderstorm warning that with the potential of a tornado. So a slightly lower degree of warning, if you will. But the worst of this storm, we'll just kind of map this out, as it eventually gets its way into Marinette County. Township of Stevenson, 1056, Athelstane at 11, Wasaki at 1108, and then into the UP in Holmes at 1122. Just to kind of give you a heads up on the timing on that. That's assuming a movement of about, I believe we have that at 55 miles per hour. Yes, so that's moving at 55. So that's the worst part of the storm there that's been causing the most problems in terms of this tornado warning and those little notching signatures on that leading edge where you get quick, brief spin-up tornadoes, almost gust-nado type of activity, but stronger, where you can get damage. The problem is it makes it really hard to detect because they just don't last that long. And it's a completely different animal compared to a supercell long track tornado where it's the only guy in town around for a long time and you can track that storm for miles and it's very well defined. These are not very well defined. All right, back to the south and west of there, the line of thunderstorm activity is certainly still there, but again, the trend should be for this to continue to tame in time versus get worse in time. And we just need to make sure we get the word out to those folks that are in that warning, certainly a rural area, but we don't care. We don't care if you are in a town of 30 people or 30,000 or 300,000. We will provide that warning and that care for you guys. No matter what. So 10:41, just a few more minutes on that tornado warning. What we're going to do is obviously our 10 o'clock news pretty much got set aside for tonight's coverage. We will conclude this coverage once this warning wraps up. And are we going open-ended at all, Z, or are we just going to be wrapping up the news after this warning?
They say we will wrap up the news.
Okay, perfect. All right, so just a few more minutes, 10:42 now here on a Monday evening. This has been the only warning that we've had to cover in this fashion with a storm that has had a history of rotation, big time, in fact, out in western Wisconsin. The video from this earlier, really, really impressive. It's just south and east of Eau Claire. We've been on air now for a little while, and the trend is for this to still hold together, unfortunately, and that means areas in eastern portions of Oconto County and eventually into Marinette. You're going to have to deal with this storm here shortly, all within the next 20 or 30 minutes, in fact, is when we're expecting this to race out of Oconto County and then into Marinette. Any updates from you, Ryan?
No, have not seen anything yet in terms of whether they're going to let this tornado warning expire, but they did allow the severe thunderstorm warning behind this to expire, so what we're seeing right now is all we got. But I am seeing a little spin up that I want to mention. It's just west of Stevenson. I'm seeing a little bit of a return there along this leading edge. Then we're just seeing some of these pop up now into far northern Oconto County, so just east, or just west rather, of Brazeau along 64, and then going back up to Marinette County. This is right along, I think, just north of County Road W, so that's where I'm seeing that little spin up. These are going to be a pretty common theme here as you head to the overnight hours along this little line. So They have just expired their tornado warning, so they will let this expire in the next 2 minutes. So that's some pretty good news there, Luke.
Okay, so that's going to drop off in the next couple minutes. What I want to do is go back to Max Swan. We're going to give an overview of what is yet to come, because we've had a lot of, obviously, attention to today, and we've had some storms, and we certainly want to give the latest on the trends on what's happening now. So as we look at the radar, this is the radar out of the National Weather Service site in Green Bay. The strongest part of this is up to the north and west of Green Bay. As you look to the west of us, that line coming in is not warned, and it just doesn't have an impressive look to it. It's got a lot of lightning, a lot of wind, and some downpours. But that's the good news in terms of what's coming in later, just to kind of give you a little peace of mind, perhaps, if you have a little storm anxiety. I know I have kids that do, and that's not uncommon. I can tell you that this just does not look like this is ramping up in intensity on the southern end of this line. That's the good thing. That's not to say we're not going to be dealing with a noisy night, and certainly some gusty winds and storms as they come in. But that has been really kind of how this event has played out in a way that I perhaps didn't really think it was going to, as we're expecting and watching Iowa and southwest Wisconsin like a hawk, and here these cells have kind of taken off in northern Wisconsin and held together, and obviously provided for that tornado warning that we had up that way. All right, we have a tornado watch. Remember, the difference between a warning and a watch is a warning is when you need to take some action. A watch is when conditions are favorable. So I'm going to just zoom in here, detailing which counties in our coverage area are still underneath a tornado watch. That would be Marinette County and into Oconto County, obviously. Again, this goes until 2 o'clock this morning. Forest County, Langlade, Menominee, Shawano, Wapaka, and Waushara counties. That is a tornado watch. Conditions are favorable for tornadoes to develop in this type of setup. Good news, though, right now is we do not have any tornado warnings in effect. We have the one big severe thunderstorm warning for Marinette County, and certainly take that seriously, because the way that this storm has had a history of pretty much doing a lot of rotation, brief rotation right on that leading edge, you cannot let your guard down on this type of a storm. But that's the good news, is that we have, at least for the time being, no tornado warnings here in the state of Wisconsin, in fact. And this storm is certainly warned and moving off to the east-northeast through northern Marinette. But what's coming in behind it does not look like we have anything imminent for additional tornado warnings. So with that, we're going to get you back to regularly scheduled programming. And if we have any additional warnings, we of course will bring you to them live here and online on our streaming platforms.
All right, Luke, Ryan, thank you so much. Great job tonight covering that storm for us. We know, as Luke said, an abbreviated newscast tonight, you missed some of our news, you're missing some of Colbert, but our primary concern is your safety, as Luke has emphasized throughout the entire evening. We want to keep you safe. We want to have you back here tomorrow. Okay, we will join Colbert in progress. Again, thank you for watching Local 5 News at 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow.